I'm always on the hunt for upgrades and improvements for my desk setup. You could say I'm a bit obsessed, but I don't always want to drop a bunch of cash on these upgrades. And over the past year, I've picked up some really useful new tech and accessories for my desk setup that were actually pretty affordable. So today I'm gonna break down some of my favorite budget pickups to my desk setup for this year, and hopefully by the end of the video, you too will have a few upgrade ideas for your own setup. Let's get into it. A portion of this video is brought to you by Squarespace. The first item on this list is also the most affordable. Coming in at $10 is a set of replacement skates for the MX Master 3. A mouse skate is essentially a small pad that you attach to the underside of your mouse to reduce friction and improve how your mouse glides on different surfaces. And these aftermarket skates are supposed to make your mouse slide better than the day you brought it home from the store. They're usually marketed towards lightweight gaming mice for gamers who want to move their mouse as fast as possible, so I was curious what these mouse skates would do for a heavier productivity mouse like the MX series. So I came up with this highly scientific test to see how much of a difference these new skates make. Not gonna lie, I was expecting a bit more of a difference. It looks like the new skates do reduce the friction on the mouse, but only by a difference of 10 to 20%. So this result means that the stock sliders on the MX series are actually pretty good, or at least mine must still be in pretty good condition. However, if you use your mouse on a wooden table or surfaces other than a mouse pad, these replacement sliders could make a much bigger difference. Next on the list is a $25 audio upgrade for my desk setup, and it makes using headphones so much better. Let me break down exactly what this is. I've added two components to my desk. The first is this two-way audio switch. When I press button 1, the sound from my computer goes directly to my speakers. But when I press button 2, the audio is sent directly to my wired headphones. On its own, this switch is very useful, but I wanted to take things a step further. I didn't want a bunch of headphone cables running across my desk, and so I added a second component for this upgrade. I picked up this headphone extension port and I mounted it to the underside of my desk. So now when I'm doing something where I need wired headphones, like balancing the audio in one of my YouTube videos, I can just hit this switch and plug in my wired headphones to the port mounted on the front of my desk. There are no messy wires and no more fiddling with audio outputs on my computer. I just press a button and go. A pretty useful upgrade for only 25 bucks. Moving up to just over $50 is this all-in-one portable desk with a surprising amount of features. This is the PunCube laptop desk, and as the name implies, this compact slab of leather can unfold into an entire desk setup. At the center, there is a riser that allows you to lift your laptop to a more comfortable position. There's also a mouse pad that slides out from the side of this portable desk, so your mouse no longer has to touch the sticky tables at the coffee shop. And this entire portable desk is sturdy. It doesn't flex or bend, which means you can use it on your lap in a cozy chair, and the laptop and mouse just stay in place. Before we get to the next few items on my list, I need to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace allows everyone to create a beautiful website. You can choose from professionally curated layouts and styling options to build a unique website that is optimized for every device. Then you can easily launch your website and get discovered fast thanks to integrated and optimized SEO tools. So your website shows up more often and for more people. And thanks to Squarespace's fluid engine, it's never been easier to get creative with your web design. You have the freedom to customize every design detail with an easy-to-use drag-and-drop interface that works on desktop and mobile. And if you're interested in launching your own store, Squarespace makes checkout seamless for your customers with simple but powerful payment tools. You can accept credit cards, PayPal, and Apple Pay in all eligible countries. And your customers have the option to buy now and pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay. So if you're interested, head on over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch your website, go to squarespace.com/workfromhype for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Back to my list, we have an interesting yet budget upgrade that I've been enjoying. This is a 5-inch desktop display. I've covered several of these mini monitors in the past, but never anything quite this small. With a 5-inch diagonal, this display is smaller than my phone, but it's still bright and colorful. And the reason why I chose this model is that despite only being 5 inches across, it still supports a full-sized HDMI cable. So using this at your desk is as simple as connecting another monitor to your PC. As for what this display does, well, there's no one way to use a display like this. It's really up to your own creativity. But from my testing, I will tell you that these small displays are best for passive applications. Things you glance at throughout the day, but don't need to have in front of you at all times. Things like calendars, to-do lists, or music players. It's nice to have this information on my desk if I need it without taking up space on one of my main monitors. Whenever I cover a display like this, a question I typically get in the comments is, why not just use a phone? And yes, absolutely. You can use a phone on your desk to do anything that you could do with this small screen. But my phone also gets texts and notifications and fun stuff. This screen is just a dumb screen, so there are less distractions and temptations. Also, I should mention that this model does not have a touchscreen. You have to use your mouse to interact with it like you would any other monitor. Now, I personally have gotten used to this, but I know for some people a touchscreen is a must-have feature for a screen that sits on your desk. Prices for these displays fluctuate all the time, and at the time of recording this video, it looks like this screen is available for just under $60 US, but I recommend looking around and comparing prices. You may be able to find a cheaper model. Up next on my list is a rock-solid monitor task light for only $40 US. You see, at my main desk, I have a BenQ screen bar, and I've had it for like 4 years. And it's an awesome light to have just above your monitor at your desk. But earlier this year, I redesigned my office, and I built a separate desk setup, and this desk was in need of a monitor task lamp. I was tempted to buy another BenQ screen bar because it's been so solid for me, but I wanted to at least see what you could get for under $50, and I'm glad I did. This budget screen bar may not get quite as bright as the BenQ, but it does its job, and it comes with this wireless controller knob, all for $40, which makes it one of my favorite budget pickups of the year. Rounding out this list is one of my favorite devices of the year. This is the Anbernic RG35, but we all know what this is. This is a Game Boy Advance SP, except it's running a modern Linux-based operating system, which allows it to do so much more than play Game Boy games. And look, I know this channel is all about home office and productivity tech, but hey, we all need to take a break from time to time, and when it comes to taking a 10-minute break at my desk, the RG35 is hard to beat. I've actually owned several of these emulator devices over the years, but what's great about this specific model is that just like the original Game Boy Advance SP, the clamshell design allows you to put the system to sleep instantly. So you can just pick it up and instantly resume whatever you were playing, and when it's time to get back to work, you can just flip it closed. And as I said, there's a lot more here than just playing Game Boy games. This device is capable of running dozens of consoles, including the N64 and PlayStation 1, and they recently added the ability to port PC games to the RG35, which means this little Game Boy can actually run some modern PC games like Stardew Valley. At the time of recording this video, the Anbernic RG35 is going for $59 US, and for what you get, I think that's quite the deal. This is a Game Boy Advance that can emulate a dozen consoles and even run some modern PC games, all in a package that feels pretty premium for less than $60. Yeah, Anbernic has a winner on their hands here, and I have another excuse to take a break throughout my workday. And that's gonna do it for this video. And I hope I was able to give you some ideas for upgrades at your own desk setup. As always, my name is Nick Mo. Thank you guys for watching Work from Hype, and I will catch you in the next one.